The World Cup tournament is starting today, and the first kickoff is starting in Mexico between South Africa and Mexico. And the entire world can't wait to watch the kickoff. However, a lot of Africans are supporting Mexico against South Africa. This is the first time that you see Africans uniting unanimously against Africa. What does this tell us? That Africans don't like the idea of xenophobia. Africans don't believe that there should be boundaries, there should be borders, there should be artificial, be it physical. There should be any form of boundaries, be it physical or artificial, preventing fellow Africans from traveling across their various countries. In recent times, there have been growing concern about the attitude of South Africans against fellow Africans in South Africa. They've destroyed businesses of hardworking Africans. They've maimed them, they've killed them, they've raped them. There's no kind of atrocity that other Africans have not suffered in the hands of fellow Africans just because they live in South Africa. They wake up and they begin to set up Operation Dudula, March, and other kinds of activities to chase other Africans away from their own country. But they don't chase other foreigners who don't have black skins away. How do you explain that this is not xenophobia? The government also is giving a nod to it because Cyril Ramaphosa is not condemning the actions. He's not preventing the actions from taking place because it is political season and the opposition is using his poor administration that has led to the collapse of the economy, where South Africans are crying about inflation, lack of opportunities, and absence of jobs. They heap the blame on foreigners, and foreigners are meant to leave their businesses, are meant to lose their businesses, lose their opportunities under the pretext of taking the jobs of South Africans. And to some other South Africans, the accusations against other Africans is that they are dealing in drugs and carrying out drug-related businesses. And I laugh because we know too well, if you understand the drug business in South Africa, it's clearly in such a way that even Africans are on the rung of the value chain. Most of those bringing in these drugs are at the top, more or less coming from Europe and other parts of the world. And South Africans are also involved in the drug business. I'm not holding the gap for any African or anybody that is involved in drug business. It is wrong. Whoever is involved in such activities need to be questioned and needs to answer to the laws of the land. Because if you live in a country, you must respect the laws of the land. But that is not the case here. They accuse Africans of illegal migration. They accuse Africans of getting involved in drugs, but they leave those who bring in the drugs, those who are at the top of the food chain, but deal with their fellow Africans who probably are in South Africa just for survival. You don't need to be even a citizen of South Africa who became citizen by naturalization and they will listen to you. They go to the hospitals to stop treatment. They go to schools to traumatize and terrorize kids. They destroy the fabrics of who we are as Africans, the moral fabrics, what binds Africans together. This is what you see South Africans get involved in. And this is one of the reasons why fellow Africans are teaming up with Mexico. They don't want to support South Africa this time around. They don't want to be part of anything that gives glory to South Africa. But let's look at South Africa's history just yesterday. South Africa is one country that every African nation supported to liberate. Is it Nigeria? Is it Zimbabwe? Is it Zambia? Is it Malawi? Everybody contributed, provided visa, provided passports to Africans from South Africa. They gave them opportunity to school free of charge at no cost to them. They fed them. And this is how South Africa wakes up to pay the rest of Africa, that Africans who supported them to become who they are today no longer matter. That all that matters is this selfish attitude that ends up dehumanizing fellow Africans who had until recently seen South Africans as their brothers and sisters. This should not just be a shame to South Africans, but the leadership of South Africa needs to see it again and have a rethink that the rest of Africa is turning against South Africa because of their xenophobic attitude. It's not enough for Cyril Ramaphosa to stand up to say we are not xenophobic. They are. Their actions spell it, their rhetoric spell it, their behavior, their body language, and everything about them. This is a time for the rest of the world to also sanction South Africa, because South Africa has disrespected Africa a lot of times. South Africa has disrespected the rest of the black population. And until that is addressed, I believe that South Africa shouldn't be a country anybody goes to. They accuse other people of taking their jobs, but they don't do their jobs. They are quite lazy. They run away from education. They don't want to do anything that dignifies anyone. But when other migrants come in and get the jobs done, get dirty, and economic prosperity begins to flow in, then they begin to accuse them of taking their opportunities. And when other Africans leave their country, everything ends up collapsing. And I personally will also be rooting for Mexico and supporting Mexico to win South Africa. If South Africa has anything to learn from these lessons you see today, is the fact that the rest of Africa has turned against the behavior of South Africans. And until we do this, we are only wasting our time, and it's just a matter of time before we begin to see what will happen if they don't have a rethink and change of heart. I don't know what you think about this, but I'd love to read from you, and I'll see you in the next video.